The following is an exclusive presentation of the Dragon Sports Network.
From atop the Emerson Brewer press box, we welcome you to Junction City football on Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen, not Friday night. It's senior night. The seniors have been recognized in football, golf, cheerleading, and now it is time for Gurdon at Junction City. 23rd meeting between these two. Junction City leads the series 14-8. A lot on the line. If Junction City wins by more than 3 points and Smackover loses to Fout, the Dragons will gain a third seed in the state playoffs and host a playoff game, which would be very great for David Carpenter's young team. For Gurdon, they want to stay where they're at number 3 right now in the seedings, with Junction City and Smackover behind them. A Gurdon victory sends the Dragons to 5th place and on the road next week. And now it is time for some football. Gurdon teeing it up. I'm going to turn it over to the delicate tones of the play-by-play man, the voice of the Junction City Dragons on DSN, Mr. Brennan Cup.
My goodness, I didn't know if Wayne was going to get a breath with all that. Go Devils here kicking it off. They're going to get it down to about the 30. Put it on the ground there for a second. He was able to recover. I have Kyle Sellers here with me tonight. Going to break him in. I believe that was DeBose. So the Dragons are going to start their night at about the 32-yard line. Going to break Kyle in, getting him ready for basketball season.
Pulling a little bit of double duties tonight.
He's been with us all year. We're just now, me and him do a lot of the basketball since Daniel Wood and Derek Rocket are very undependable this year, to say the least. Dragons going to start in the gun. Jordavion Williams in the backfield with DeBose. He will hand to Williams. He gets his push. Hitting the backfield at about the 30 immediately. Talked to a couple fellas here before this game. Sellers, he said that is one of the strong points on this Gurdon team is the defensive line. He said they have a kid that had an unofficial at a very big school. I won't say that because I don't know how all that goes, but I'm going to go ahead and, if he was on the defensive line, I'm going to go ahead and point him out if you're able to figure it out, Kyle.
If I'm not mistaken, he might play, I want to say right guard maybe is what he told me as well.
He is a sophomore. Yeah. Dragons will start second down here. DeBose, a little bit of a low snap. He's able to recover it. Williams drives through for maybe a pickup of 3, maybe 4. Going to get out to about the 34-yard line. And this is where you could see what we wanted to do, run between the tackles there, but this is a game where Jay Carter and Jay Key are going to be big for us, Kyle.
Absolutely. And, we went trips on this side here, that play, and not a lot of blockers, and it looks like we're going to need every bit of blocking we have up front tonight with this D-line.
Absolutely. That's Jay Carter, far side, trips near side. Williams in the backfield with DeBose. He's going to hand back to Williams. Hit about at the line of scrimmage there early, trying to catch him off surprise, trying to catch him leaning towards the pass. Dragons run it 3 times and stuffed all 3. It's going to force a punt. Sellers early there. You can understand what the Dragons want you to do, Gert. We've done it all year. We've come out trying to pass, throw the deep ball, trying to catch them off balance there. It didn't work.
At least, we tested them early up front.
Absolutely.
We'll know what we're dealing with the next series here.
And they do get the snap. High punt, not much distance on it. It will get to us. Great roll. It's going to roll down to about the 34-yard line in Gurdon territory. And that's where Gurdon will take over. I'll step away for 30 seconds, and we'll be right back with the DSN. Go Devils looking to start their drive at the 35-yard line. That was Estrada.
Good tackle.
Very good tackle. We have said his name quite often these last few years, Kyle.
Absolutely. And he's definitely an impact player on this defense.
He was able to pick up, call it a 4-yard gain there. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6. I mean, you see what Gurdon's going to want to do there, and I don't blame them. They're going to want to run it, get it to their playmakers, get behind that big old line. And he's got some space right there, and I believe that was DeBose. Yeah, DeBose has done several of those this year. He's going to get the first down to about the 46-yard line. And, I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of that. We saw it last year, Kyle. They're going to use the clock in their advantage as they should. Got a big offensive line, big defensive line.
Yes.
Get behind them, 3-4-yard carries, break out a 10, 15 here and there. I mean, that's what they're going to do. You're going to have to show you can stop it. Right there, very good tackle. I believe that was DeBose again. Going to be about a 3-yard gain, maybe. Early indicator here, smack over on top of Falk, 6-0. And they are still in Gurdon territory at the 49. It's going to bring up a 2nd and call it 7. Kyle, eventually we're going to have to guess on one of those gaps and just hit it right.
Yeah, that one was a trap there, and we almost got to the running back.
It's very hard to not keep that guy from getting there. This is for the Dragons there. It's going to bring up a 4th and 7. Still on their side of the field. You like to think we're going to get this ball back, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, last week Jay Carter put up a couple of very, very entertaining punt returns for the Dragons. And I believe Key had one as well. So seeing a little, DeBose was early season, Kyle. He was back there, did a little bit of everything. This is a chance for him to get a break. And both of these guys right here are very shifty, especially Carter. And it will go to Carter. It's going to go to Key side. He fields it on a hop. Carter out front tries to get a block. Key tries to put a move on a guy, did not. Tackled at about the, we'll call it the 20-yard line. Great punt and great coverage there. He didn't have a chance to make that first move. He was hit immediately.
Yep, he couldn't get by the first man. He might have had a little space after the first man, but he did a good job wrapping him up and putting him on the ground.
I actually call that at the 19. And let's go ahead and say that for what it is. If he lets that ball bounce, doesn't catch it on the bounce, it's going another 10 at least.
Absolutely.
Carter is near side. Key, Owens, Hudson, far side. Williams in the backfield with DeBose. He's going to get the snap. He's going to pick this up with his legs. DeBose has a little space. DeBose got a man to beat. He's got it. Going to step out. He stepped out at about the 44. Let's see where they mark him. That's another thing, Kyle, we're going to have to do. DeBose is going to have to pick a lot of these up with his legs.
He's going to have to be smart with the football and see the field and find his gaps tonight for sure.
They're going to say he stepped out at the 41. I had him at the 44. We're going to say 41. Flag on the play. I did not see that one either. I believe they said play on. That'll set up a first down from the 41, still in Dragon territory. Williams in the backfield with DeBose. Carter near side. He's going to throw a short pass to, I believe that was Owens. Owens does a great job getting the first down, wrapping that ball up before contact there, Kyle.
Great block by Henry coming back. Hudson.
Yep, excellent job.
He come back and made that block, that could have been a tackle from the back, and potentially you can poke the ball out.
Yes, absolutely. And that's interesting to see Owens early in the year. He didn't want to wrap that ball up. As soon as he saw a man coming, he wrapped it up, and that's what you want to see. Dragons in Gurdon territory. Williams gets the handoff. Williams gets through the initial line. Fights for a hard, call it 4 yards, down to about the 45. That was a good run there.
Running the ball hard. He's putting his head down, trying to get through the big guys. And if we can keep playing this little pass run, keep them off balance. We might find a little momentum and catch them on a big play here.
Absolutely. And you're going to eventually catch them with your big dogs with Key and Carter. Downfield, being able to run these balls with Corey picking it up with his legs, Williams, Hudson picking it up. It's going to open up that deep ball. But right now I like what they're doing. Just pick up 8-10 yards, and they're going to flip it to Hudson. Hudson hit at the initial line, drives through a would-be tackler for maybe 2, down to about the 42. It's going to bring up a very important down here, Kyle. 3rd and call it 3. Going to get the handoff. That didn't go anywhere. Great job by Gurdon up front. That was Williams. Heavy dose of Williams here early, Kyle.
Yeah, he's running the ball hard. Yeah,
5 carries.
We haven't seen that much of him to start a game out, especially with the receivers all split.
Yes.
To one side trips and
that's what you're trying to do. They want to set the tone. Hey, we're not going to throw it every down this game. I mean, and Williams' offensive line's done a great job, and they had it right there.
Let him get set.
Yep, tried to do a little hurry up there. I still think we're gonna send out the punt team now, Kyle. We had that one, Owens, the short pass. You had either one of them.
They're giving a little bit of cushion,
yes.
Up front, as we've seen on Owens' first catch. But you got to work with what Gurdon's going to give you tonight, I believe.
Absolutely, and that right there was just trying to rush, catch Gurdon, and we didn't get set. I mean, it was a good call. Going to punt, high snap. Corey's got to get on that. He's going to pick it up, try to make something happen. He does everything he can just to get back reasonable. Still going to take a loss on the play in Dragon territory back there. Call it the 45 in Dragon territory. And, I mean,
those are the mistakes you can't have against this team.
Yes, that's the ones. We've been good the last couple games. We've kind of eliminated those. But today, start one out here early. And, I mean, a team like Gurdon, you can look up at the clock. There's 5 minutes left in this first quarter. We've only had 2.5 drives. It's going to be a game of stops and who does the less turnovers.
Yep.
Least amount of turnovers. Little update for that World Series. Astros on top 1-0. Gurdon going to start from the 45. Going to hand off there. He has some space on that one, Kyle. I believe that was Jackson
lead blocker
Thurman
there, too.
Yeah. Jackson, there is a flag. I did not see that. It's back at about the line of scrimmage. Thurman was on that tackle.
Flag on the play.
Going to be a hold. That's why a little more why that hole was outside there, Kyle. It was a good one. He did have a blocker out front, though. I was looking at what you had. He had a Mack truck out front. He cleared a hole. That's a big penalty. That's back into Gurdon territory. It's going to set up a 1st and 20. Got 2 far side receivers, but, I mean, you like to think this early Gurdon's going to run the sweep. Dragons blew that up well. That was – did you get a number for me there, Kyle? 40. Jay Tolles.
Brings up 2nd down and 18.
Jay Tolles and I believe Dalton Baker. Jay Tolles, the sophomore, Baker, the freshman. Going to see a lot of them in the future. Jay Tolles has definitely blossomed this year for these Dragons. It's going to set up, still great position. Good job by the Dragons there, maybe giving up a yard or two. There was several Dragons on it. Baker was one of them. There was 2 or 3 other ones with him. I believe Estrada was on that, Kyle. Did you see the third?
I couldn't.
I saw Baker and Estrada, and there was one more. This is a big play right here for Junction City, Kyle.
Yep, and Gurdon's been, run heavy all night, and you've got to watch for a tight end leak out here.
Exactly. You can't. They don't have any receivers out there that I see. They're going to flip, try to get this in. Great job. Is that DeBose? They're going to get a flag in the backfield. I'm going to assume that's a hold call. Dragons will decline. DeBose read that about as well as you can there, Kyle.
He definitely played that. He looked like he's seen it coming the whole way.
Yeah, it was a hold.
He made a great play on the ball.
That's That's going to bring up a punt situation for the Go Devils. This is where Junction has to lock it in here, Kyle. Get this punt, get a decent return, get the offense rolling.
We definitely need better starting field position than what we've had.
I believe the 19 and the 30, I believe.
Yeah.
See if they do get the punt down. The punt is another end around when to Carter. Good bounce. Key touch that. Carter has to pick it up. Carter makes one guy miss. He's going to get about 5 yards. He's going to get down to about the 28, and that could have been a disaster there,
yes.
Kyle.
It took a hard left and went right through his legs. And, if you're going to go block, you need to clear out and get away from the ball. Yep. You need to make sure you're not going to be around that ball. We don't need those mistakes, especially this late in the year against a team like this.
You've seen several of those this year be game changers for this young team. I mean, games that smack over illustration, the block, I believe it was a punt. Ended up losing the game on that one. Dragons will take over here. Williams in the backfield. He's going to flip to Hudson. Hudson has a little bit of a hole. Hudson breaks a tackle. He's got space, Kyle, down to about the 50. That's a tackle out of bounds. They're not going to call it. Great run by Hayden Hudson.
First down.
Right at the 50. Hudson, he had one guy to miss a tackle there, Kyle, and
you're not gonna pull him down with one arm.
You're not arm tackling that young fella. DeBose following Williams. DeBose, I want to see him tuck that ball in, Kyle. It was kind of flopping out here a little bit. Still going to pick up about 3-4 yards. So good first down, Dragons. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 from the 46 in Gurdon territory. Williams in the backfield with DeBose. DeBose looking downfield. He's got Hudson. Wow. That's the one that he missed, and Hudson did a great job getting a hand in there and
I don't think number 3 from Gurdon even knew where the ball was at, because I'm pretty sure it hit him right in his numbers.
Yes. DeBose with the perfect pass just to the wrong team.
The wrong team. And he was there. I mean, we had a first down.
He was expecting it was a stop route. I don't know if he was expecting Hudson to stop just a little quicker, but it was thrown before Hudson was ready. And Gurdon, it was a gift. DeBose, he's going deep. He's got Carter stopped on the play. Got flags in the backfield. I thought they whistled it dead. Carter did too. Carter had stopped. Smackover is up on Falk 14-0, folks. Whew.
They're giving our two big receivers here. They're giving them a lot of space, at least 10 yards. We usually run that little screen play where we can get one of our outside linemen or a tight end out there to block. And, maybe we throw that play call in, and especially with all the space we're getting.
Yeah, and where you are, that's going to set up a punt formation. You're sitting back home saying, why not go for it? The way your defense is played, I think it's the right call. You get this snap down. DeBose is very deep, and he will get the snap. Good punt by DeBose. Going to field it at about the 15. Jacorian Key gets a hand on him. Jacorian Key was going for the rip.
Trying to strip the ball. That's
not
a bad idea, especially when you've got another.
Yeah.
You've got another drag and a hold of the returner. Go in and try to get that ball out.
That was Brady Britton, the other dragon down there that had a hand on the defender. And a reason we're keeping up with that smack over Falk score, folks, is because it's very important for us tonight. If we can beat Gurdon by more than 3 points and Falk's able to beat Smackover, the Dragons will host a playoff game next week. That's why we're kind of keeping up with it. But we've got to handle our business first. It's just something to keep an eye on. And it's going to pin them. That punt will pin them back at about the 20. So that was the right decision to punt here. Now can your defense come up big one more time? And not a good start there, as he's going to pick up about an 11-yard carry before Estrada and Jacorian Key are finally able to bring him down. He hit that hole, Kyle, and he had a little space, momentum.
He definitely got, especially for a little trap inside handoff there. They got a good push up front.
If you're Gurdon, from what I've seen early, Kyle, I don't try to run outside to give people like DeBose and Hayden Hudson opportunities.
We've shut that most of their yardage has come from
trap.
Between the tackles. Nothing outside has worked so far.
Let's see here. And there's another one, and that one will be executed perfectly by the
Acting
Dragons.
like the ball's on the ground.
Dragons come away with the football.
They say he was down.
Who was on the tackle, Kyle? Were you looking? I was watching the guy with the football. It was some guys up the middle. Was it Jeter?
Yeah,
57?
57, I believe.
That's Mason Jeter.
They hit him pretty hard on that backside, as soon as he got the ball almost.
Yeah, for about a yard loss back at just shy of the 30. So that's going to bring up a second and call it 11. Gurdon will run 2 out near side. I still think they're going to roll with the trap, and they will. Dragons, excellent job. That was Hudson that secured the end. There was a host of Dragons with him, but Hayden Hudson blew that play up from the start. Hodge is also on the play. Also with him, the freshman Baker. That's going to bring up a critical play here, Kyle. 3rd and 14, back at about, call it the 28.
I guess we're going to go ahead and let the first quarter end here.
That's going to bring this first quarter to an end, 0-0. We will be back in 1 minute. We're back here with the second quarter action. Gurdon getting ready to foul, just scored. That's going to cut it to 14-7. Good response, but there by foul. I was over here watching Verlander serve up a dime to Schwarber. It's 1-1 in the World Series game. But here we go, back to action for these Dragons. It's going to be a 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14, deep in Go Devil territory. And Kyle just pointed out if they run this one play, it is there. That was Anthony Williams coming around the end. Good tackle there by Baker. Baker's already had 3 or 4 of these tackles, freshman.
He's getting a lot of playing time, and he's making every bit of it out of it.
He saved a first down for the Dragons. Gurdon will punt from, call it the 37. I'd like to see if they get their snap now. I wouldn't mind seeing it. It was a low snap. He will handle it. Going to kick it to Carter's side. Carter bobbles it a little bit. He's going to try to get going. He's got a couple guys if he can get around him. Uses his speed, high steps. He's got some space. He gets around a guy. He's trying to get around a couple. He does. Carter's got field. He's got one guy to beat. Finally, as you saw last week, man, this guy, there's a flag on the other side of the field. Didn't see it back here. Carter is electric on these punt returns, man. Did not see the flag. Flag's back at about the 36. Ooh. About every time I didn't think they had him wrapped up, Sellers, he pulled out a move. He got around him.
He kind of waited for some blockers to set up. He tried to, navigate through, and he ended up making a lot out of not much that was there.
Yeah, fumbled the initial the punt. Now, I mean, it was a ground punt, don't get me wrong, but it was an unnecessary penalty by the Dragons. It was away from where Carter was at. He was already past the area. And that's going to erase. I mean, Carter got it all the way down to about the 18, 19-yard line.
Yeah, you're
now you're back at swapping ends. Dragons will start from the 25 here. You know what? Feed him this first play right here. Get him in space, man. I've said it all year. If you can get him in space, he's electric. Williams gets the handoff. Williams straight ahead. Williams stayed on his feet, Kyle. Down to about the 31, 32-yard line. Good run by Williams. He was hit at the line.
Yeah, lots of dancing. You know, whatever
works.
Whatever you can make happen.
He got all the way down for about a 6-yard gain to the 31-yard line. Williams is low to the ground already, strong as an ox. I mean, he kept his feet moving, used his hand to keep going, and
once
stayed on his
again,
feet.
You know, look at our receivers. We've got 10 yards of space.
Williams around the left end. Williams, if he can get around that one guy, did not get around him. It's going to be about a 3-yard loss. This is where, don't get me wrong, it's easy to call from up here, Kyle. I'm with you here. I mean, you got just a little pass. I mean, he's got one guy to beat, and he's playing 10, 12 yards off of him. It's going to bring up an important third and call it 8 at the 27-yard line. Next week is Fan Week. If you get that in, you can send us in and we'll shout you out and your location. Corey's going to drop back. He's going to try to pick up this with his legs. Kyle, he can. DeBose stays on his feet to about the 41. Great job by DeBose. As I was saying, Kyle, next week is Fan Night. You can either send me a message on Facebook, text me if I got your number, or you can send it to the DSN page and we will shout you out. If I get it before the second half, I'll do it this week, but we will definitely be doing that next week. Dragons going to pick up the first down here. DeBose in the gun. Williams, Jordavion in the backfield with him. 41-yard line inside their own territory. DeBose, there's that short pass, Kyle, out to Key. Key got one man to beat. Good job, stayed on his feet. Another guy, he beat another guy. Going to pick up the first down. Good job by Ja'Cory and Key showing the footwork there.
If they're going to give you 10 yards, you know, get it over there and make that first man miss and see what happens.
Pick it up, and that's down to the Gurdon side of the field at the 48. Corey in the gun alongside him, Williams. He's going to hand to Williams. Williams gets through that initial line, Kyle, for about 5. I got a text message from Ryan Allen. He did a little bit for this school, Kyle. I wouldn't say a lot. Averaged about 2 points per game for these Dragons in basketball. Had him a catch last year.
I was hoping you're talking about on the hardwood and not on the grass out here.
He had him a catch by accident last year for these Dragons in football. But here we go. Dragons at about a second and call it 5 from the 42-yard line. Williams alongside DeBose in the gun. DeBose dropping back. He's looking for Carter. Has him. Carter has one guy to make miss. Carter gets back on the football. Tried to make a guy miss. Football went flying. Carter got back on it at the 28, Kyle?
Yep, that's what they're going to call it.
Carter wanting to put that first move. That was a great job by the Gurdon defender there. You've already seen what he can do in open field.
And there it is, giving us that space, and let's take advantage of it. If they're going to keep giving you 10 yards, keep doing it.
Yeah. Right here, I mean, you got trips with Hudson, Owens, and Key. Far side, you have Carter near side. If they're not going to cheat this way, I'm throwing a pylon pass to Carter. I'm faking inside with Carter, and I'm going to that pylon. He's looking that way. He's kind of an off-balance pass there to Hudson. Hudson was set up for about a 6-yard pass. Good idea. He had it.
Yeah, he was there. You know, he just kind of let it sling a little bit too far left.
Yeah, Hudson. DeBose pulled that down too far. And we're just about in range of Mr. Automatic. I just want you to know that, Kyle. I've been watching him. We're almost in the man's range. Key, far side. Carter, near side. I'm looking at that matchup with Key over there, Kyle.
They're 10 yards
DeBose
deep.
is going to flip to Hudson. Hudson couldn't get that block by Owens. He was trying to get around it, and Owens couldn't quite seal that block.
Kind of ran him right into it.
Regardless, did not get that block and dropped for a loss of 3, maybe 4 or 5 yards. Oh. Going to call it a loss of a lot more than I thought. Going to be back at the 33-yard line. You don't have to pick it all up right here, Kyle.
No.
You're in 4-down territory.
I mean, we've got, once again, we've got 15 yards
near
near side here.
Exactly. He's playing at the 18-yard line, and he's going to go the short way to Carter. Carter gets that. Gets around that guy, Kyle. I don't know how he does it. He gets around these guys, and I really don't know how he gets away from them.
You've got to expose that every single time.
Yes, he's playing. I mean, that one right there, it's been 10 or 12 yards. He was playing 16 yards off of him.
There's
Kyle.
no way he can do anything besides try to make that tackle once we catch the ball.
And that was enough, I believe, to pick up the first down. They're going to take a timeout. We're going to take 30 seconds with them. Dragons driving when we return. After that pass to Carter right here, you can kind of pick your poison here, Kyle. I haven't seen a kid in the state that can hold Carter. They are going to play off of him here. DeBose is going to have to make a quick decision. They made it for him. They get him in the backfield. I mean, it kind of collapsed. There you go, the big sophomore, 77. You can tell who he is.
He looked up, and it was go. He's got to go. And
that was our big freshman guarding him, Singleton, and he welcomed him to high school football. Little humbling moment there for Singleton. You don't see many kids that's going to run him over. 77 fits that bill, Kyle. It's going to back us up to about the 19, and that just gives us more opportunity right here for Carter, Key, Williams, Hudson, DeBose. I mean, you pick your poison. Owens. If they're not going to help on these, Key is wide open. His receiver failed. They're holding Carter. They're holding him.
Fixing to say you got to throw a flag on that, and
they were holding his arms.
That's what you can do
with your big receivers. Yep. Key, we never looked this side of the field. Key's defender fell, and he's also given up a foot to Key. Key, there's not a player on this field that can jump with Ja'Cory and Key. I will bet any amount of money on that one. Smackover just increased their lead 22-7 over Fout. So, folks, Smackover right now came to play. And we are driving. We are at the 7-yard line, I believe I just heard the PA say. Ja'Cory and Key, far side. Man, that matchup, Kyle. I mean, he's got a foot on him. Carter, near side. Owens. Passes on the ground. He's going to go to Key. Short pass. Couldn't quite get it to him. I don't want to do it. Don't give him an opportunity there, Kyle.
Yeah, it
Go
happened.
to the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Let him jump. Because you can't let him get a full head of steam and hit him.
Worst comes to worst, you're going to throw it out of bounds, or you're going to get another pass interference call.
Throw it up where your big boys only they can get it. This guy over here guarding Carter, not being judgmental, but he a lot more athletic looking than the one guarding Key far side. I'm just looking at that. Either one's a win-win for these Dragons. Carter once again near side. Ja'Cory and Key far side. If they go Key's way, they got it 100%. They're going to go Owens. Go ahead and run that back in. Owens with the touchdown. That is his second touchdown on the season. Owens, the sophomore.
Way to hold on to the ball through the contact.
Yes. And there was some contact there, as Kyle just pointed out. That was a great reception. Everybody in the stands, everybody on I would assume their computers, their phones, Jacorian Key, Jay Carter, everybody's expecting them to get the ball. Well, guess what? Owens got it, and Owens did his job. Great pass by DeBose. Mr. Automatic trots on the field. Snap is down. Holds good. And the kick is true. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Dragons on top, 7-0. That's going to be there all night for these Dragons if Gurdon continues, as Kyle just said. They're playing 10, 12 foot off of our receivers. It's going to be there all night, and DeBose did a good job picking them apart here. Mr. Automatic getting set to kick from the 40. He does. He lines it up. Looks like a pretty good kick. Fair catch called at the 33. Jordavion Williams was there if he decided to try to bring that down. This Dragon defense early, Kyle, I mean, they fit the bill. I mean, Gurdon, if I'm Gurdon, I'm running that trap play every time.
The Dragons are definitely responding to this challenge tonight. They're going to the football. They're making plays. They're tackling very, very well, which hasn't been a big problem all year, but they are making the plays that need to be made tonight.
I think the biggest part of this season has been bodies, man. You just didn't have rest for anybody. And now you got some extra bodies that can sub in and out. And so far it's paid dividends. And you can just – this isn't the same Dragon team you saw a month ago. There's the handoff. He has some space. Baker, that's about his fourth or fifth tackle. I feel like I've been saying his name all night.
For a freshman, he's getting in there and putting his head down.
Playing the linebacker position, I mean, that held him. I mean, if he would have beat Baker, he had another 7, 8, 10 yards he could have picked up. And that will bring up 2nd and 7 from the 36-yard line. If you're Gurdon, I mean, you just keep running the trap. I'm running it until you can't run it no more. They're going to go around the outside. They are not doing well, and we are doing an extreme job on those outside runs. That was C. Anthony Williams.
We are containing the outside very well, forcing the ball to go up the middle and into the box to where we have a lot of purple jerseys.
Yeah, and that's been – as Kyle just said, it's been 3 players that come to my mind on that seal. It's been Hayden Hudson, Corey DeBose, C. Anthony Williams. Those 3 have all contained the edges very well tonight. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. This is a big play right here. Get the ball back to that red-hot offense.
Ball's on the
ground.
Ball's
on the ground. I believe Gurdon got back on top of it. But not before a big loss. That'll bring out the punt return team. And Mr. Jay Carter and Jacorian Key back deep. If you're Gurdon, do you take that chance? I mean, I guess you got to this far back in their own territory. They get the snap down the snap. Good kick. Shorter, and I think that's the right way to go. Carter wanting to pick that up, did the right thing by not. Estrada almost backed into that football. Did you see that?
No,
Estrada was within a foot or 2 from backing into that football.
I was watching Hudson and one of these other Gurdon players just, I guess, throw each other on the ground.
Is that what that flag is on the far side?
I'm not sure if that's what it is because it was on the near side, but they were definitely.
Let's go ahead and give you another Smackover update. Smackover on top of Falk, 30-7. They are. That was on the Dragons. That'll back us up even farther. We've had a couple penalties tonight, Kyle, on punt return. That's just wiped out good field position. Don't get me wrong, we're at the 39-yard line. We have trips near side. Carter, far side. He's going to pass. Hudson, they haven't been on the same page yet.
We've got to find that. We've got to make that connection, because that's something that you're going to need the rest of the year to go throughout the playoffs and finish your year out.
Anything, like as Kyle just said, anything past. I mean, starting this game, really. I mean, everything is crucial. You got to hit everything to perfection, because I'll talk about that later in the game. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 39. Trips near side. DeBose looking. He's got a guy wide open downfield. Is that Carter? Carter's got space. He's going to take this to the house. Number 10 on the season for Jay Carter. That right there, he is not going to be guarded one-on-one. I will say it. I've said it all year. Him and DeBose have started getting this connection. They own it. They weren't on it early season.
He ran right by him and never looked back. He never checked up.
If you've watched Jay Carter all year, his moves are about as good as they get. He's shifty. He makes the right moves. They just weren't on the connection the first couple games. Carter hauled that one in for the big score. That's going to trot Mr. Automatic out there on the field for the Dragons. Owens is the holder. Good snap, good hold. Right down the middle. We're going to take 30 seconds. Dragons on top, 14-0. Mr. Automatic getting set to kick off from the 40 for these Dragons. Woo! They've done that several times this year with C. Anthony Williams coming across and kicking
offsides.
it. Yeah, they didn't have that one timed up right. Yeah. There's really no need to get fancy here. Don't get me wrong, that we've done that all year. We've done it 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times.
I think I've seen more flags come out of it than what's actually been successful.
It's going to push us back to the 35. Mr. Automatic getting set to kick off. He does. Good kick. Immediate fair kick. Oh, ball's on the ground. We got it. Was that Flowers? That's Flowers, the freshman. Immediate impact from this kid. And if you're Gurdon there, why do you just immediately fair catch it? You don't have anybody around you. You've seen some Flowers recovered a kick return that last game too. Yep, 2 games ago.
He's been flying, and that was his first game as a high school player. He's got wheels. He flies down the football field, and he's come in and made a key impact on this Dragon team.
You know what? If they're going to guard Jay Carter with that kid out there, I'm throwing this deep ball right here. Double coverage, triple coverage, it don't matter. Throw it to Carter. Go for the bomb. And they are looking Carter's way. Good job by DeBose. DeBose on his feet, slips. He picks up a game. Right job there. The play wasn't there. DeBose is going to pick up what he can with his legs down to about the 25.
If he'd have kept his feet under him there and got past one more guy, I think he would have had at least another 15, 20 yards of real estate with where there was no white jerseys.
That's not a flag on that 22 far side, is it? No. What is
I don't
that,
believe
trash?
so.
And DeBose picked up 3, call it 4 there. But, I mean, that once again, Carter near side, trips far side. Going to hand off to – no, pass. Jackson Thurman's got it. Jackson Thurman trying to get around that edge. Good block by Jacorian Key there.
Do your part.
Yes. That's going to be plenty for the first down. That's going to get them down to about the 10, maybe 11-yard line. Great block by Jacorian Key. Good haul by Jackson Thurman from DeBose. This right here, you can do anything you really want to. You've got the defense on their heels. Don't make a mistake. Get your snaps off. Don't try to force anything. But as far off as they're playing Jay Carter, ball's on the ground. Williams is going to pick that up. Bad snap. We've seen 3 of those already, Kyle?
Yes, that's a good play, and it might be. It's getting a little cooler here. The grass,
humidity. I mean, anything. Yeah.
I bet we've got a little dew on the ground. We got a little fog. Ball's getting wet.
Speaking of the field, Tyler Noakes has done a exceptional job here on this field this year. He's taken over the spray job. kind of keeping it up.
He has.
And he's done a great job for this school.
Almost looks as good as my yard that he's doing for me.
Done a great job. Look at this. You got to throw this to Carter, don't you? Oh, he's got Key, far side. Passing it. Ooh. He started to pull it out that pocket. We're going to call it good defense there, but if you play Carter like that, you got to throw it over here. Woo. Key did a good job trying to go up and get that.
Yeah, he turned around and tried to go get the ball. The defender never turned around or anything.
No,
he was kind of right in his chest the full time. And
he must just have timed it perfect.
Yeah.
Let's give him credit. I mean, it was a great defense. Dragons come up to the line. It's going 3rd and 9. Carter, once again, they're going to back off of him now, Kyle. They're throwing his way back at the end zone. A little bit too far out. Couldn't quite get his body turned to go get that. That's okay. 4th and 9. Do you bring him on? They are, Kyle. They are. Cole Henry trotting on the field for the Dragons. Kyle didn't get to see last week's field goal. Mr. Henry booted one in the rain, and he's also a weapon for this team. 2:02 left in the half. Dragons on top 14-0. Cole Henry on for the field goal attempt. It is up. Money.
27-yarder.
27-yarder. Mr. Automatic. Can this man be stopped? We're going to take 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Mr. Automatic amped up and kicking off from the 40. Good kick there. Gurdon immediately go. I mean, that was the right one there, don't get me wrong. That was at the 40, 20-yard kick. We were all over that one. Those last couple, though, they had some space if they wanted to try to return one. And that's where the Go Devils will take over at the 40-yard line in their own territory. Watching Verlander absolutely not pitch well right now, as he's already caked one up to Schwarber. It's 1-1. Schwarber's back up. Runners on 1st and 2nd. 2 outs. Bottom second. Here is the Go Devils trying to get something going offensively. Dragons trying to stay put defensively. Get the snap. They're trying to go outside. Oh, they're going to set up the pass. It is there. That's about a 9-yard pass. I don't think he got to the first down, Kyle. They're going to say he did.
Yep, I think they're waving him on through.
First down for the Go Devils. And that I thought they were trying to sneak around with the quarterback around that outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not what you want to do.
We're under 2 minutes here in the second quarter. It would be a big win if we keep Gurdon out of the end zone.
Yeah, right at midfield. Go Devils, I think they're going to try to open the playbook. I believe they have 2 of their timeouts remaining. They had to burn one in the first. Going back to that trap, I mean, that's Dragons flying. That's Baker once again. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's
a little late.
He's putting his body right in there. He's taking the hits, and he's giving some hits tonight, but he's doing his job.
I thought I heard someone yell flag down there, but I don't see one. Going to play on. That was Baker once again. That's 6-7 tackles for the kid, man. He's all over the
impact.
place. Yeah. It's going to be still at the 50-yard line, right at midfield. Second down, minute and 20 left. Gets the snap. There's that rollout once again, Kyle. He's got a – oh, he jumped that. That was Jacorian Key. Jacorian Key has came a long way this year. This was his first year playing football. for the Dragons last year, the basketball standout, and I mean, you can see it. It's a night and day from last year. He is, I mean, he's got the size. He's quick. He's picked it up quick. It's going to bring up a very important 3rd and 10 for these Go Devils. And Verlander walks the bases juiced. 3rd and 10 for the Go Devils. Here's the snap. Oh, he's going to have to get that off quick. See, Anthony Williams was back there. Oh, that is DeBose.
Good play.
DeBose.
And anywhere in a big game, he has been the
delivers.
guy on defense that makes that play.
I mean, if he gets by him, Kyle, he's still running.
Yes.
And, I mean, he held him to a 2-yard gain. Your Junction here, you got 3 timeouts. Do you want to? That's tough to say, man. I'm a risk it guy. I'm risking it. I'm calling a timeout. I'm making them throw to me. Way offensive played. But I can understand you got a 17-0 ball game. Gurdon's just going to run the clock and take their 5-yard or take their penalty or their timeout. We're going to take 30 seconds, and we'll be right back with 24 seconds left in the half. And that's kind of why 24 seconds remaining to these punt returners. Trying to play it safe. Going to put DeBose back right here.
Yeah,
I think you go for the block.
Just going to be safe here, I think. You know, they don't want anybody sneaking out.
No, absolutely. He gets the snap down. See, Anthony Williams is in the backfield. Good punt. DeBose thought about it. Wise decision. That's going to be down at about the 19. Down to clock still running. I'm not sure what's going on here.
With 10 seconds remaining in the half, Dragons take over after that punt.
Going to be a little more than 10 seconds if they put some time back on because it was about 13 when they downed it at the 19-yard line. Do you risk it here, Kyle, or do you just?
I think you play conservative. Don't get anybody hurt. Don't do nothing crazy.
And I think we're in the formation. We're going to take a knee. We're going to take 2 minutes, and we'll be right back with your halftime stats.
It is halftime here at the Muse. Junction City 17, Gurdon nothing. And the Junction City Dragon Marching Band is about to take the field here. We're going to enjoy the sound of the border town as they get ready. And then after that, we'll be back to break down the first half. Right now, let's enjoy the Junction City Dragon High School Marching Band. And that was the Junction City Dragon High School Marching Band. I want to say this. I counted 11 of them out there. And though they are small, they are mighty. They did a very good job here at halftime. Brendan, I tell you what, it's good seeing the band kind of get, picking back up. They still got work to do. Of course, we want to get more members and all that, but let's give these kids a little salute. They did a fine, fine job. It is halftime here at the border town. Junction City 17, Gurdon 0. And before we get into the breakdown of the first half, I want to say this. We owe one of the Junction City players an apology. We did not mean to do it. But last week during the Horatio game, of course, it's raining. And, folks, when it's on the far side of the field, it's hard to tell an 8 from a 9. Taylon Owens scored his first varsity touchdown, and we called it for Hayden Hudson, which I thought it was him also. But with the rain and all, not making excuses, we missed it. But we want to correct that because not only did he catch one last week, Brendan, he caught one
this week.
I
definitely. Which play was it last week?
I think it was a 62-yarder. It was on the far. It was on the far side of the field.
Who did we call it for? Hudson.
We called it for Hudson because I was trying to look, and I'm like, okay, Hayden, and it was a great play. But we start off with that. We wanted to let them know we apologize, hate that, because young man, that's his first touchdown.
Hey.
But let's say this: he is emerging as a weapon.
Yeah.
Yes. When you got Key, and need we say more about Carter?
Yeah, that's what I was talking to Kyle about earlier. I said he kind of gets overshadowed, and don't get me wrong, it's hard not to look at big and sexy out there with Carter and Key.
There you go.
But guess what? Owens does just as well. That just gives these Dragons a whole nother look, Wayne.
Well, when you got a guy like Carter and he stretches the field, let's say we saw that a while ago on the 61-yarder. Then you bring a guy like Owens in who can run the drag and run and hit the middle. He's got enough speed, one step, and he could be gone.
Yeah, and he's great on those 8, 9, 10-yard passes
yes.
for DeBose because you get so much attention with Carter Key going downfield on those long routes. They kind of tend to forget about Owens. And Owens is right there, and he's sure-handed. He's come a long way this year too.
Yes. Well, the touchdown he caught a bullet there at the end zone.
Yeah.
And that gave the Dragons, I believe that extended the lead to 14-0.
Yeah.
And Henry added the 27-yard field goal to
Mr.
make
Automatic.
it 17. And Mr. Automatic, I tell you what, since he corrected some of the on his footwork you were telling me about,
yep.
I went back and did a little research, and I dispute the called missed extra point last week. I thought it was good. It looked good. Of course, the weather, I
heard it was good.
I heard it was too.
I heard they looked back on film, and it was good. It was the best looking one of the night. I thought.
And you call it no good, but I won't start on officials.
No, we good.
We took care of business, but to say this, he's added his second field goal to his young career, a 27-yarder to go with a 22-yarder he hit earlier this year. So there's another weapon that's emerging. But, Brendan, what I want to talk about here at halftime, talk about some of these other guys that's starting to emerge for the Dragons, younger guys, and start with number 44.
Baker, the freshman. Let me get hadn't got his – I thought it was Dalton, but let me double-check because it is a name that we will not be forgetting soon. It was Dalton. Dalton Baker, the freshman. Wayne, you'd have to check the stat guys, but, I feel like I've said his name teams. You're going to see him as a running back soon. Flowers does the little things extremely well.
Yep.
He is about Jordavion's size, a little smaller than Jordavion. He's a freshman. But, man, he is fast. Him and Jordavion on that kickoff, they are deadly. And, they're countless. Big Singleton. There's Wayne. I can't fit them all in. There's 15 of them,
and
I believe they're all impactful.
Yeah, we can sit here and go, okay, we got 3 freshmen that really stand out. Most classes sometimes you might have a guy or two, and then you're lucky if you get 3 or 4. You're talking about a whole freshman class. Look at the impact they had. This is not the same team we looked at the start of October.
We put up 60-something the first game they were here, 51 last week.
61 or 3. You're 51 last week.
You're pitching a shutout right now. No, I'm trying to jinx it, but we haven't played 17-0 ball against a quality opponent like Gurdon this year. Guess what? Things are looking up at the right time for these Dragons. And we talked about it earlier, enjoying those the great barbecue of McGraw's, Wayne. bodies, man. Bodies. You're a couple of plays, a block, getting the blocked punt for the touchdown against Smackover. Foul just kind of gave it away. That's 2 wins right there.
Yep.
I promise you Grove would not come in right now and beat us like they did the first game.
No, I would back you on that 100%.
I'm not saying they wouldn't beat us. They're a great team.
They're a great team, but
they
would
not come in here and do what they did to us.
Well, let's go back and talk about a couple things and some of the things we said at McGraw's. And by the way, folks, want some really good food, check out the official barbecue of the DSN, McGraw's. Put some South in your mouth. It's some great food there.
Got some scores
First things that we've got scores coming up here for you. Get ready. Mr. Denton's fixing to give us a few. Coach Carpenter said, when asked about the freshmen, it sure feels good to stand on the sideline and you got guys standing around you. We were down to 18 players.
Yeah.
Now we're back up with a couple guys returned from injury, and 15 freshmen. We got 35 guys. The next thing he talked about, do you know how close we were to having that 2 seed? You mentioned it.
As close as you can.
I mean, close as you can get. Take away a block punt and or a pass interception there against Smackover.
I'm going to be honest with you. Falcons Smackover, they can line up 99 more times. And we're beating them 99 times. That was we played as bad as it could get both those games.
Well, and it was kicking game miscues in the foul game, and that's not knocking Henry. That's just,
we beat ourselves.
We beat ourselves.
We didn't have 35 bodies that game. We got a team now, man. We got some bodies to sub in. DeBose doesn't have to do everything. Carter's emerged. Keys emerged. Mr. Baker has made his presence known. Wayne, I'll get into that. I could talk another hour on that. Get some scores from Denton real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's go to the Glen Mechanical scoreboard, and Mr. Denton Ashcraft, take it away.
I got some 2A here. England versus Hampton. England 24, Hampton 14. Dirks is 16 out of 15. That's quarter 3.
Called up.
Yep. Smackover 30, Falk 14. That's at halftime. Prescott's over Horatio 35-0.
What was that last one, Denton?
That's Prescott over Horatio.
Yeah.
35-0.
Yep.
Warren's up on Hamburg 21-7. And Crossett's 10, Monticello 9.
It's a good game.
And we'll kick it to a 7A here real quick. That's Bentonville 21, Bentonville West 10.
Okay, that was one of them you picked.
That's the one I said 3 scores.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We got them. We got them on that.
What was that Greenwood game? Do you have it?
No, I believe that Greenwood game is tomorrow night.
Oh, I apologize, folks. And Daddy's watching the Astros and Phillies game on my phone. So if you have messaged me, I will shout you out next week. Minus that subpar Dragon we had last year with Ryan Allen. I did get his text. It flashed up.
Yeah, that game's tomorrow night.
Yeah. Well, we're fixing to be back with halftime. Let's take a minute, and we'll be right back. Justin Verlander looking a lot like Blake Major used to on the mound. He is struggling for the Astros right now. But we're back with some second half action in this game. They got 1:20 left. I believe they're fixing to kick this one off, Kyle. They kicked it off early, and they're ready to get this thing rolling. Mr. Automatic getting ready to tee things up for these Dragons. If you're Junction, Kyle, you just kind of do exactly what you've been doing.
Yeah. Hope your defense, comes out and plays the exact same way they just played that first half, and I believe it'll fare in the Dragons' favor.
You got to kind of expect some different looks from Gurdon offensively. I think they got to stick with the trap, but I would get away from outside runs. We've contained that very well.
I feel like you'll find something defensively.
Oh, that's kind of
changed as well.
Oh, that's trouble. Oh, he caught that off the deflection. I was about to say they didn't have anybody really in the area to. He was backpedaling trying to catch it. Number 3 was there to catch the deflection. Gurdon gets lucky there. I mean, I thought that was on the ground.
2 deflected kickoffs tonight.
Yes, I thought that one was going to the ground, and we had Gunners were down the field quick, and they're going to start their drive from the, call it the 40. Got the meat and potatoes in for the Dragons. The big men up front, matching the big man from the Go Devils. And they have been good tonight, Kyle. I mean, they have made a force up the middle.
Well, I can promise you that right there is the majority of their yards.
Who was it? Mr. Dalton Baker.
He's he's everywhere right now. And
he's that guy.
He's playing the middle very well. In the middle they're getting 7-8 yards, but that 1 or 2 times we do make that middle stop, they try to bounce it outside, and
they're going to have to get away from that. Yeah. That's going to bring up a second and about 4 for the Go Devils, and they are going to go for a pass. That's going to be picked. Who is that? Is that DeBose? DeBose. He's got a couple guys right at midfield. DeBose stepped in front of that pass. If you've done your homework, that is the one guy you try to avoid it everything you do on offense.
Yeah, and he kind of threw it towards double coverage, and DeBose just kind of set on that route, and he was there, and he made good work of his hands. He caught the ball and tried to get through number 24 there. He just
not didn't happen.
Yeah.
And this is the Dragons are coming out. See if they're still going to play 10. That's 12 yards off of Carter and Key, Kyle. Going to flip it to Hudson. Hudson trying to get around that left side. Does not. Maybe a yard. Going to call him right back at the line of scrimmage at the 49 in Gurdon territory. I mean, you see it up here, Kyle. I mean, anybody that's up here, they're playing 10, 12 yards off our guys.
Make them pay for it, and that's the way we've moved the ball tonight, and make them pay for it every time. As we see right here, they
playing
come up on us.
They're disguising it, and they'll roll back. Let's see if they do here. And if they play up, you got the deep ball. You look left or right, whichever way you want to go. Carter is getting the step. DeBose is going to keep it himself. He's got pay dirt in front of him. DeBose, plenty of space. Gets around him down to about the 32-yard line. DeBose, great job tucking that right there immediately. Had plenty of dirt. And he picked up, I'm going to say, 18, 19 yards.
And we also had good blocking downfield by the receiver.
Was that Owens on that main block?
And it was Owens, and we had Key. Just hold on to that football.
Yes. And that picking up right where we left off there, I mean, down to the 31-yard line.
They're backing off again.
Yeah, playing 11 yards off of him, I believe. Going to hand to Williams. Williams trying to find a hole. It's not there. There's that big man again, the sophomore. He is every bit. He's 15, 16 years old, but that is a grown man. They have him listed, I believe they told me at the game, 285. Kyle, I want to see him but on a scale. He is not 285 pounds. I'm going to be honest with you. He is a man. Whew. Dragons, I mean, that's a 2nd and 10. I mean, he didn't have anywhere to run on that one. Williams still in the backfield with DeBose. It's going to have Carter near side trips, far side with Hudson, Owens, and Key. We're looking back. We're going to sling it to Carter. There's that pass, Kyle. I mean, it's there all day. Carter, you don't bring him down with that initial contact. I don't know how he weasels out of it every time, but he is slippery.
And you've got to use that to your advantage.
Yes.
Let him make those misses. Let him catch that ball and let him try to get upfield.
Yes. And that will be about a 7-8 yard pass. Call it. They're going to call it a first down. Yeah, I thought it was initially, and they were kind of hesitant.
If you can get 10 yards out of that play every time until they show something different, go to it.
And if they show something different, they're going to try to play up. I'm faking inside. If you want to throw it, fake inside, go to that pylon. He's staring him down. That's key. Good hands. He's gonna walk in. He had one guy to make miss, Jacory and Key. DeBose is slinging this football as well as he has all year tonight, Kyle.
That right there is building his confidence every throw. Every throw he completes, it builds his confidence. Doesn't matter if they're wide open or not. Every time he sees that ball go in somebody's hands and they go in the end zone, his confidence is going up and up and up. And that's what you want out of a quarterback. You want a confident quarterback because he'll start to play the game a little bit slower. Everything comes to him a little bit easier.
Mr. Automatic boots that joker to Hardy Mart. We're going to take 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Dragons on top, 24-0. Just got the update. Unofficial, don't have it down to a T yet, but I believe that is 175 yards for DeBose tonight. Whew. There is that. I mean, they're immediately calling for a fair catch. I mean, it's at the 35-yard line, and I understand why. You got the gunners with Flowers. You got the gunner with Williams. I mean, they're there in a hurry, but you can pick up an extra 5. And, folks, I about lost it during the break. Jeremy Pena come out of his shoes on one. Daniel Wood just texted, and he doesn't get to have a say-so, but he said, I would have loved to see these freshmen weeks ago, and I'm kind of with him.
I kind of agree, especially on the defensive side of the ball, the impact that they're making.
Just bodies, man. This team is a different team than we've seen all year. Let's see what they can do here, though. Gurdon's going to have to open the playbook here, Kyle. Going to start with the trap. Who's that on him? Is that's God Almighty. It's Dalton Baker. Who else?
He's got an eye for the football tonight.
Yes, he is. His reads are phenomenal. That was about a 4-yard carry. But, folks, I mean, I'm telling you, this trap's hard to see even from the elevation we're at, and Dalton Baker is not having problems seeing it. 2nd and 6 for the Go Devils at the 39-yard line. Once again, we are doing fan night. We're going to do it next week because Daddy's watching the Astros right now. So we're going to do that. If you text me or text the DSN page, we will shout you out next week. Host of Dragons, that's Jay Tolles, C. Anthony Carter, and I believe Hudson. But once again, if you text us, text me, inbox me, you can send it to the DSN page. We will shout you out next Friday. Daddy on Facebook.
Daddy Dragon, as he likes to be called. Think we may start a Facebook support page for the Daddy Dragon.
Or we can start a GoFundMe right now to send me to Houston Saturday. 3rd. Got Carter and Key back deep here. Kyle, if they can either low snap. Oh, ball's on the ground. Didn't quite. Oh, bad snap. Get out of the way. There you go. Get out of the way. Good job making something out of nothing there for the Go Devils. He didn't touch the football. They're wanting him to say he did. He didn't touch it. He jumped over the top of it. Good job by Hudson getting away from that. I hate if I'm wrong and the camera shows that it touched him, but I thought he jumped over the top of him.
Yeah,
I didn't think
it didn't look like it changed course.
No.
So, and he did. I think he would have fell on it if it would have popped up and got him. So,
yeah,
very heads up play to just turn around and see the ball and at least make that effort to get out of the way.
Yes, actually, excellent job by Hudson to be, as you just said, looking back, watching the play. Carter near side, Key far side. Going to have Williams in the backfield with DeBose. Pick your poison here. Going to hand off to Williams. Williams does a good job. Yeah, does a good job of picking up maybe 3, call it a long 2.
He's definitely got his money's worth of getting that 3 to 4 yards.
Yeah.
He's having to fight for every bit of it, but that's opening up.
You're going to have to run the ball
bit.
some. Yeah, you're going to have to run the ball, especially going into next week, folks. It's going to be a dog fight. We're going to have to do everything correctly. And, I mean, you just never know. With this team here, with our young team, you go out there, you play as hard as you can. Williams trying to get around the corner. Williams does. Williams has some space. Williams, one guy to beat. Going to wrap him up in Gurdon territory at about the 36, Kyle? Asking the flag on the flag. Back at the line of scrimmage, too. Didn't see it. Williams
going to have a hold on Junction.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold on Junction. Williams finally got that open space.
Breaks off a run, and we do have a flag, but
maybe why it opened up over there. I don't know. We're not. I was watching Williams shoot out of a cannon. It's going to set us back. All the way back to about the 33. Key, far side. Carter, near side. Alongside him, Hudson. I believe that's Jackson Thurman on the far side. Had him deep. Couldn't quite get to him. DeBose running for his life. Got a man to beat. DeBose gets around him. DeBose at midfield. DeBose going to cut up, tuck it in at about the 40 in Gurdon territory. That's how you pick it up right there. That's the difference with this team right now than early season. DeBose will try to force that throw downfield.
He put his head down. He made some moves. I still would like to see him tuck that ball just a little bit more.
Yes, a little earlier. I'd like to give a shout-out to Linda Webb. She is watching these Dragons from home.
Yes, my wonderful grandmother.
A dedicated DSN fan. Once again, that like we were talking about, give this offensive line credit too. They've come a long way. DeBose had no time earlier in the year, and I'm not blaming everything on the line for DeBose's decisions. Not going to get the playoff. They're going to take
delay a game.
But it didn't help that DeBose had a man in his face immediately at the season, and that's just a young offensive line that hasn't. I mean, they had to grow, and guess what? This is the dividends you're paying right now. God, I glance up and Bregman's trotting to second. What a dog. Capital D. Dog. Here we are at the 45 after the delay call in Gurdon territory. DeBose in the gun. Carter's going to get a false start there.
A little antsy.
I'm going to go ahead and say that play was going to be for Carter D. Carter was wanting to get rolling.
He was fixing to try to run right by him and head to that goal line pretty quick.
Yeah, that's going to put us at midfield. This is kind of what the Dragons have been good at these last couple weeks, Kyle. 2 or 3 weeks. We haven't really committed a bunch of penalties. Yep. We've cleaned that up.
We need to slow down.
Yes.
Get back to playing how we've played tonight. Take it one snap at a time.
Yeah. And we have trips far side. I believe that's Owens, Hudson, and Key going deep to Carter. Carter looking back. He's going to try to make. Oh, my goodness. What a play. Jay Carter.
What a catch.
Woo. You can go back and watch that on your own, son. Jay Carter got them hands. Woo. What mark was that, Denton? 1 hour, 31 minutes. You're going to want to go back and watch that one.
Hopefully the cameraman got it.
That was as good as you're going to see. What a dog.
Very, very, very athletic catch.
Yes, and that's another growth of Jay Carter. Early in the season, he was trying to find his rhythm. He's going up and getting them now. Him and Key both. Owens, they're all fighting for the football a little bit. Hand off to Williams. Williams, left side. He's got space, Kyle. Get a good block by Key. Oh, they're going to get him for a hold.
Call a hold.
Key was fighting. He was pushing, had his hands inside there. I mean, I can understand it being called. I mean, I like to see the fight at its core. I'll go ahead and say it. Jay Key, you like to see that. Ooh, I'm fired up right now, son. I don't know what they're taking so long. I mean, Key was the only guy on the field over there on that side besides Williams. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10. First and 15, excuse me. Owens bringing in the play for the Dragons. It's going to be Jordavion Williams in the backfield with DeBose. They're playing so far off of Carter, man. I know you got to try to figure a way, and Key, you got to figure a way. He's trotting. DeBose is going to have to try to pick this up with his legs. He's hit immediately. He's not getting away from that one, Kyle. He almost did, but, I mean, that's going to be a tough one. Ooh. That's not a flag right there under Carter's feet, is it? Or is that piece of trash I saw earlier?
I'm going to say that's the trash.
Going to get a brace off the field still. Is it still 2nd down? Or is this supposed to be 3rd? Am I crazy? No, okay, it's 2nd. Call it 2nd and 16, 2nd and 15. DeBose in the gun with Williams. DeBose looking for Carter. Carter gets a step. Carter, money, got a man to beat Carter. Jay Carter, number 11 on the season. Do we see a flag? I do not. Touchdown, Jay Carter. Well thrown ball by Corey DeBose there.
And right then, he played on him, and he got the step on him, and he just, you're going to.
You can't guard
from
him.
a defensive side, you're going to have to. They did have 2, but they don't have 2 playing close enough that safety's a little deep, and he beats the first guy and then makes the second guy miss.
You're going to have to, in my opinion, the only way to stop Carter, or the only way to attempt to try to start Carter, you're going to have to put a spy back there on him the whole game. And then if you do that, Mr. Automatic comes on the field, comes off the side of his leg, but guess what? He's that good. Mr. Automatic extends the lead 31-0. 2:56 left in the third. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Mr. Automatic, Cole Henry, lining it up from the 40. He's got the kick a little bit deeper this time, Kyle. It's kind of in no man's land. They're not going
to get the ball.
That's Hudson. Didn't get a hand on him. I believe is that
Baker? That is Baker.
Baker's going to ride him down at the 35. My goodness. Unofficial right now, we have DeBose with total offense at 314 yards. He is the 4th Dragon to ever achieve this. I mean, my Lord. Corey DeBose.
Have yourself a game, young man.
Senior night, too. Goodness gracious. He is putting on a show for these fans. Corey DeBose, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, there's that trap, and we read that perfect.
Yes.
We
had bodies
there. Oh,
there.
they're fighting. Getting a little extracurriculars. Was that Ivy on the play? Jalen Ivy? It was either Ivy or Jeter. I was watching this Hodges and this other kid. Jeter. I was watching Hodges and this other kid. They were just kind of blocking after the whistle. Nothing excessive. But, I mean, it was well after the whistle. And I mean,
this is one of those games for DeBose that you don't want to end.
No, I mean,
even though it is senior night, bittersweet,
and the World Series is going on. Houston's playing,
but
we're good with that. I got it going on, and I'm enjoying history, in a sense, for Corey DeBose. And I mean, you just want to see it carry over to next week. This Dragon team is that Baker again.
Baker was the first one to put a hand on him.
Lord, that man is a dog. Several Dragons along, I believe, Jeter, Ivy, Jay Tolles, I believe. Yeah, Jay Tolles. That was the other one on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. Gurdon, you don't know if they're kind of conceding here. They're just trying to – they're not doing anything fancy. I kind of expected them to try to switch it up a little bit. Now, for granted, Junction has played lights out defensively. There's that edge. You are not getting around that edge. Hayden Hudson is waiting on you. Who was the other one? Was that C. Anthony Carter? C. Anthony Carter, the senior. Hayden Hudson was the man that got there first. You're not getting around the edge on Junction. They are blowing off the football. That's about a 15-yard loss. Woo, folks. This is what we've been kind of waiting on all year for these Dragons to show up, and my goodness, they made us wait, but it's been kind of worth the wait right now. Carter and Key back deep to receive it. Kind of a high snap. Get out of the way. Everybody get out of the way.
Good
Glad they can hear me
there. And
at about the 38-yard line.
I like to see the energy from the Dragons tonight.
Yes.
You know, even though the ball game is going their way, they started with I want to say a different energy than what, you know, we've seen from the first half of the year out of the Dragons, which is really nice to see.
I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know everybody's off air besides Kyle for the rest of the year, because Kyle is an announcer tonight. We are absolutely killing it. So Kyle's the good luck charm. Jay Carter near side. Jay Key far side. Williams, DeBose in the backfield. Got single coverage out here with Carter. I'm getting greedy. You're going to hand that bad boy off to Williams. Williams, if he can get around this outside, Kyle. He does. He does. Trying to tiptoe around the sideline, picks up. Let me see how many he picked up here. See where they mark him here, Kyle, at the 29. It's going to be about a yard shy. Williams, I don't have his stats on the night, but, man, he has earned everything he's got.
That might have been his easiest run of the night, besides the one that he did get called back on.
About a 30-yarder there. Williams in the backfield, DeBose alongside him. Carter near side, Key far side. He is going to hand that one right there got blown up.
Way to hold on to the ball through the contact.
Like we said, folks, Jordavion Williams has gotten hit quite often at the line of scrimmage or behind it, and he has earned. I don't have his stats right now, but he has earned everything he's gotten. 20 seconds left in the quarter. We're going to break the line. I'm going to stay with y'all here for just a second to see if we run this play. It's 3rd and 7. Carter near side. He is looking. DeBose is going to take off with his legs. Trying to pick this. He's got green pay dirt in front of him, Kyle. Got a man to make beat. Ball's out. He was trying to do too much there. Trying to get shifty with it. Are they going to say he was down? I don't think he was. That's going to be Gurdon football when we come back in the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute. DeBose trying to do a little too much there, Kyle. I mean, you had the first down. You want to see him go down. He's played near flawless tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there I would like to see him take that ball and just head to the sideline, run out of bounds, save yourself from getting hit. You don't have to do that much. Like I said, I understand it's a senior night. He wants to get everything he can, but, you know, you've got more football left to play. Go out of bounds, save your body, be smart, but maybe that's a learning curve, something to learn from.
There's that trap. Who was that on the bottom of the pile there, Kyle? It wasn't 44 for once. I believe that was Hayden Hudson.
Yes, it was.
I say if I see 44 for once, not on the play. It's going to be about a 5-yard pickup, and that's where Gurdon's had their bread and butter tonight, the trap. I mean, we've played it well most of the night, but the yards they have had have been on the trap. And I think they've completed 1 or 2 passes, if I remember, for 10 yards or so.
Yep.
Right back up the middle, and he is hit fairly quick. Multiple Dragons on the field with him. Not 44 popped up. Who's on the very bottom? Is that Estrada? Estrada looks like he kind of come up a little giddy there.
Yeah, maybe a stinger or something. He's kind of holding that left arm down.
The big freshman, Jermaine Singleton, coming in the ball game for the Dragons. Hodges kind of limps off a little bit. Nothing too serious, just kind of rolled up, maybe cramped up a little bit. Oh, beautiful break by Verlander right there to get the K. Dragons on the field for this 3rd and short blitz, the A-gap here, and he's going to pick up the first down. Who was that upended him? Was that DeBose?
DeBose.
Estrada lit someone up in the backfield. Just didn't have. I mean, it's hard to pick which guy has the ball with the offense they run. I mean, it's hard for me to pick it out up here. It's hard for them to pick it out.
They do well, and that kind of reminds me of a Haynesville offense a few years ago. Yeah, and that's hard, and that's when you've got to have a kind of that linebacker inside. You know, they've got to have good eyes. Baker has had good eyes tonight.
Yes. I like to say Baker's 8-9 tackles, I would think, and Javion Davis just trotted on the field for the Dragons. Another play at the middle for about 5 yards. Hodges was on it.
Baker's sitting on the bottom of that tackle.
I should have known Mr. Baker at the very bottom. Hodges was one of them. Don't know who got to him first, but I know who was on the bottom, and that was Baker and Hodges.
I think it's getting a little bit chippy out there.
And this is where, if you're Junction, you keep your composure.
Yeah, play smart.
Both teams. I mean, both of them are going to the playoffs.
You can't.
Just don't do nothing goofy. Don't cost your team next year.
Both teams don't have a deep sideline. You've got to be smart, and you've got something to play for the next week.
I believe both of these teams, Kyle, are the smallest teams in 3A. I mean, I believe both these teams were literally borderline of staying 2A, and I believe they bumped them both up. And I think a combined student of like 10 people combined is why they went to 3A.
And, you know, looking at both sidelines,
you can
it's
tell.
Not what you're used to seeing out of a Dragon or a Go Devil team.
Yes.
You know, as we've played many times throughout
I've had some
years.
battles.
But definitely a smaller Dragon team than what we're normally used to.
Yeah. And it's gotten a lot better at the end of the season after the freshman moved up. Trap right up the middle, and I don't know if he got that, Kyle. See where they spot him. They spotted him decent. He's going to be close.
Yeah, they might measure, but, well, the near side judge, he's –
Good grief, moved him up a yard.
Yeah, he had it spotted a little different, so –
need him umpiring this Astro-Philly game. Son Verlander wouldn't get touched if we had him out there. Good grief.
I will say we have had no meetings tonight of the umpires.
That has been an absolute plus.
This game has went by a lot quicker than the last one.
Yeah, my God almighty, that was terrible. 35 minutes on the last one alone. There's a trap. He has a little space. Who was that,
Good
Estrada?
pop.
Estrada with the lumber. I believe there was another guy on that, Kyle. Was that C. Anthony Williams? It was.
And DeBose.
And DeBose. Should have known there. All three of those names. Anthony Williams has really come on this year as well, number 10,
yes.
Kyle. Senior,
yes, he's played kind of that in spot very well. He's turned everything back up the field, and he's got speed.
Got some stats for DeBose here. He's got 102 on the ground. He's got 231 passing with 3 touchdowns. Fellas, DeBose has put on a show for these Dragons tonight, Dragon fans. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 from 41. That's not going to go anywhere. Is that Estrada?
Estrada had him chased down the whole. Estrada knew the play was coming. Estrada was chasing him before he ever had the ball. He was behind him.
That's another one too, man. Estrada, for his size, plays like he's 4 inches and 50 pounds bigger.
Yes.
He is a dog. Little update on the World Series. We got a top 5 game. Astros on top 2-1. Verlander's still in. I believe they done pulled Thor for the Phillies. It's top 5 right now. Hensley's batting. For these Dragons, it's 3rd and 10. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to be back in 30 seconds. 3rd and 10, big play for the Dragons. I mean, you got the shutout intact. Go ahead and finish it off here. I mean, you're still on your side of the field after that big play by Estrada. They're going to pass Anthony Williams with the pressure. He's going to get a little dump out pass. Closing quick. No other than Corey DeBose. He does not miss. And what are the Eagles and the Texans doing? Good grief. Philadelphia out here. I have Hurts playing at quarterback on fantasy tonight, and he is absolutely in a tie ball game with the Texans. But we're going to bring it back. Gurdon is going to punt here after the big play in the backfield there by DeBose. Carter and Key back deep for the Dragons. Oh, we got close to getting that. That was Jordan Banks coming off the edge. Good punt. Everybody clear out there. Pretty good punt there for the Go Devils down to about the 28. It's get him out of the. You got to get him out the game. He's trying to hit Corey late. Get him on out of the game. Yeah, I mean, these teams don't get it twisted. These teams don't like each other. You saw it last year. That I don't know if y'all saw it, but they brought the signs out when we played over there in basketball, talking about football, and basketball ended up. Yeah, it wasn't football. Basketball handled their business against Gurdon last year. But anyway, like I said, they had a lot of signs up when we got there to do the game. Talking about football scores, send it home, so-and-so, so-and-so. The teams don't like each other, to say less. So you want to see both teams here. Just get through this game. Here, we're going to stay with y'all. Get through this game and don't get a player kicked out, man. You got the playoffs next week. There's no sense in doing any of that.
Yeah, and both coaches during this timeout, both coaches, and that might be why Junction did take the timeout to get it put in to everybody's mind of you're going to get instigated. It's a 31-0 ball game. You've got more to live for here next week. You've played a great ball game tonight.
Don't ruin it with something like that.
Don't just make the simple mistake of throwing a push or anything like that, because all it's going to take is one push.
Yep, and I mean it like you just said, it can escalate quickly.
Yeah, and the first person's probably going to be the one that gets made an example out of. So
and you
be
can't
smart.
Blame them. Do the beating on the scoreboard, and then when they come to town in basketball, do the same thing. But for tonight, handle it on the football field. DeBose is going to hand off to Williams, gives him a shove to get him going. Williams drags a defender for about, Kyle, that another 2-3 yards.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's 2-3 tough yards, and
he's earned them, man.
Yeah, and you would like to say, that's kind of set up the passing game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you never know when he's going to just, squirt out of that right, left side, any side, and he's got the wheels to go.
Well, nothing against Jordavion, but if you would have told me Junction's going to come out and run 3 straight run plays with Jordavion up the gut and not throw the ball to their big guys, I would have bet my money on it.
Good hard run there.
About a 7-yard gain there.
It's close to a first down.
And, I mean, like I said, kind of you said it may have set it up. Guess what? We're not going to go just have to throw the ball all over the field. We're going to set it up with our run. We have running backs. We have a good line.
And our line is having to play tonight against this team.
And I can't tell if you can tell on camera, Gurdon has some guys on the defensive front.
And it looks like they got a few new guys in.
Big 77 is out of the ball game. You don't have a problem seeing him on that left side of the line over there. Going to hand off to Williams. Gets the pat on the back by DeBose. Williams,
gets the
good
first
tackle.
down.
Good tackle. That was their one of their good players. You could tell immediately. Number 3. I don't have a roster for Gurdon. You can tell he's one of their dogs. But that was a first down run by Williams there. Great job. Keeps that clock moving down to 4:50. And folks, I might be home to watch a little World Series here in a little bit. I know y'all are excited. I am. Corey in the gun. He's going to hand to Williams. Great job by Gurdon getting in the backfield. He doesn't. Oh my goodness! He gets out of it. He gets out of it, Kyle. I don't know how he broke 4 or 5 tackles there just to get back to the line, and there's that 2 or 3 yards.
That might be the toughest 2 or 3 yards tonight.
I mean, he broke. I feel like there was 4 or 5. Yeah. hitting the backfield. I mean, they know what's coming, and they're just not able to stop Jordavion. 4:18 left in the game. Dragons on top, 31-0.
Second down and 7 yards. Dragons, call play from the 44-yard line.
DeBose in the gun. He has Williams back behind him. DeBose dropping back. He's got Key wide open downfield. Key. Yeah! Key kind of let up on his route. Didn't know if he was going to get the ball. Yeah, I think if he keeps running his route there, he's in the end zone.
Absolutely. Just stay going for the ball. You know, I think Corey has the arm to get it there.
Yeah,
you know,
no problem with that.
You can't let up. Run as hard as fast as you can.
I think
go get the football. Go get under it.
He was thinking that was going across the field to Carter, and little did he know he looked at that football was his way, and he just didn't quite get there. Half step. He made up some ground. He's quick on his feet.
Yeah.
But it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 situation. We have trips, Hudson, Thurman, Key, near side, Carter, far side. He's going to hand to Williams. Williams gets the extra push. Williams, shot out of a cannon. Williams picks up about 10.
And got the first down.
And flips the field over to Gurdon territory.
Still running the ball hard late here.
Yes.
You know, running the clock down.
Very important.
And you can definitely tell a difference, whether it be weather and the extra bodies we do have on the sideline. The Dragons look a lot more rejuvenated in the fourth quarter. They don't look as fatigued. And like I said, I know it's getting cooler in the year. The weather's getting better, you know, but the extra bodies definitely have made a difference as far as the fatigue.
DeHoney checks in for the line for the Dragons. DeBose gives Williams a little push. Williams, man, just good grief. I'm just hard running. Starting to see some bodies check in for the Dragons. Let me get my trusty roster out right here. It's going to bring Ja'Cory Larry into this ball game. Did you get a number on that last one, Kyle? 56, I believe. That is Graydon Henry. Going to see a lot of him on the diamond this year. And also Mr. Snow. He's coming back out.
30.
Flowers checking in. Joe Thompson checking in. But, folks, I want to see Flowers get this football. Flowers is electric with the football. He gets it. Flowers, far side. Gets popped out of bounds. He is way above his age. That kid is quick.
Yeah, he kind of, I don't know if it's his helmet that kind of sits up. He runs with his head up at least.
Yeah.
So
he sees the field. Congratulations to Corey DeBose checking out of this ball game. Great job.
He has had a great night. And
way to
it
send
looks
him
like
off.
we're going to go
Larry, one of the Larry twins. That handoff is to Flowers. Flowers made the first guy miss. Want to give congratulations to DeBose, Estrada, going blank here, C. Anthony Williams, and there was one more, Ja'Cory and Key. Folks, I hate to tell you, but I believe Smackover is going to end up icing their game. They just punched, I believe Denton said 38-14. It's getting pretty late. That's Caldwell that's checked into the ballgame. He is another hard runner for this Dragon team.
And if I'm not mistaken, this junior high squad, did they lose to Gurdon?
No, they dogged Gurdon.
They beat Gurdon?
They lost on an absolute awful call up there in Falcon. If you don't believe me,
I was talking about.
You can go to Brad Smith's Facebook and see that replay of the apparent false start on, I believe it was Flowers. It was, I know people blame officials all the time. You can go watch the video. It doesn't matter. It was a horrible call.
Once again, it's good to get these freshmen in, get them reps.
Once again, I think we put the ball on the ground 4 or 5 times that ball game anyway. You shouldn't have put yourself in position. And I believe the other loss may have been Prescott by 2 points, if I believe. And Prescott is a great team. 60 seconds left in this ball game. Let me get Wayne on this next play. I'm going to see if he wants to just roll right into the post-game show. Flowers gets the handoff. Flowers trying to make a guy miss. He's got 5 of them to make miss. He does. Flowers, I don't know how he does it. He's making another one miss. Whew. Gets popped at the end. Got a flag.
A big pop, but do have a flag on the field here.
Hey, Dub. Hey, Dub. Dub. You want to roll just right into the post? I don't think I cut my mic at all. I was hearing it on myself up my left ear. I was like, I don't think I'm covered up my mic. But y'all heard that. Dubs joining us, so I was just letting y'all know.
Had a hold on the Dragons.
We ain't far from Cole Henry's distance here, folks.
Hey, fourth down, let him in. Let him try it.
Yeah, let him take a shot.
Well, what's the worst that could happen?
Is that Owens that running quarterback here?
I think so.
Owens going to hand off to Flowers. Flowers gets a hole. Flowers trying to get around that end. Flowers, he's close to the first down. I don't think he's quite going to get it. He runs into a wall.
Yeah.
Not a bad run.
No, not at all.
16, 17-yarder. And my goodness, we got a host of freshmen coming in. Let me see if I can get some names out here. Chad Greer. I don't have a 14 on the roster, Wayne.
I don't. I think they changed the number on us.
Goodness. Keon Smith. Keon's a junior, but I saw his name go in.
Yeah, they're gonna run it out.
Let's go into this post game. Wayne, give us some stats, brother.
Well, let's start with this. Very few quarterbacks in Junction City history that we can find have over 300 yards of offense in a game. Shaquille Hunter, Randall Holyfield, I believe, may have. I know Chavache Frazier, I think twice. That's pretty good. That's pretty good company. Corey DeBose tonight, 231 on the pass. He rushed for 102, 333 yards of offense as the Dragons spanked the Go Devils 31-0. He also threw 3 touchdown passes, which pushes him up single season-wise top 5 for a season. Dragon quarterbacks passing touchdowns passing. I'll have more of that specific later.
We'll have
and
that
we'll put it on the DSN page.
Yeah, Carter's at 11 touchdowns on the year too. He's going to move up some ranks.
He's going up the rankings. I think the best thing to sum up is this. You want to close the season. Forget about the play. Last I heard, Smacker was winning. I'm assuming they're
pretty big. Yeah. 38-14.
38-14, so that's going to pretty well send us on the road. I'm not going to worry about who we play. I'm not going to worry about how far the trip is. I'm not going to worry about that, but all I'm going to do is this. The future is very, very, very bright. I listened to you guys talk about those freshmen. You saw what Carter did. I mean, you're getting maximum production out of a freshman class that's just playing their 3rd game. You got sophomores that are stepping it up, juniors that are starting to step it up, and any coach worth his salt to tell you competition is good. Second those guys hit the practice field, things changed on this football team. Now we're on a 3-game winning streak. We're on the road next week, but hey, 1 month ago, I'd have told you forget about the playoffs. But look where we're at. Yeah, basketball season, we're going to be pretty good, y'all. Brennan's promised me that. Now we're talking about going on the road somewhere, and I'll gladly take that because, Kyle, that's another game for these guys to play.
Absolutely, and, the experience of this younger class, and one that stood out to me tonight was Baker. And he was in almost every tackle, and, getting that experience as a freshman only sets you up, for greatness basically throughout the rest of your high school career. You getting that, making that impact as a freshman says a lot. And you can, like I said earlier, you can tell the fatigue is not there with
good point.
With the freshmen that have moved up, and you let DeBose get some breaks. You let some of these seniors that do make impacts get breaks, and then you start making an impact yourself, and that it's turned this team all the way around.
Well, let me say this real quick with Baker. I know Brennan called his name a half dozen times and a little more than that.
More than that, at least 10.
I tried to look through, and folks, this is unofficial, so do not take it as, well, that's gospel. Unofficially, he set a freshman tackle record tonight for a single game. Baker did.
What do you have?
I had
unofficial.
I had him at 9.5. Now I
had him at about 10.
And we'll just say 10. I'm not going to cheat the guy. I'm going to cut the guy short of 0.5.
Yes.
10 tackles tonight for a freshman, and you got to look at that and go, man, really? Yeah.
Dog.
And especially against a Gurdon team that is big up front. They do have a good line, and the way our line has progressed from the first game where we stood up here that first Friday night to where we're at right now.
Well, Brandon, what did you say at the start of the season? The snap and DeBose is running for his life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just give him and Carter time to hook up. Let DeBose set it. DeBose can sling the football. And I'm going to go ahead and correct Wayne real quick. The future is now. Yeah. These Dragons are going to be a tough first out in this first round.
You know what? I'm not. I'm Kyle. He's starting with the Kool-Aid. Here you go. He's
I will guarantee you that when some people look at this score tonight, they will double check this score. Over Gurdon. They're going to say, "Hold on now." You know, Gurdon's Gurdon's a two-loss team. Like Wayne said, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, this is a different ball team.
You just can see the breath of fresh air. You got bodies for breaks. DeBose, he's not having to do everything. He's got a line that is, I don't know what happened. They're rejuvenated. He's got time to throw the ball.
The confidence.
Jake Carter is a monster.
Right. Let's go back to something else. Let's give David Carpenter some credit.
Yes.
Number one, everybody was probably going, he might as well bring the freshmen on up. He might as well bring them on up. He told me, he said, they're not ready. I want them to get the whole season in. Let them play their whole season, and then I'll bring them up. And let's thank Parker's Chapel. They went 8-man, gave us an open date on the 14th. Last junior high game's the 13th. We signed Hampton up. We get them in here on the 21st. You had 8 days to get ready instead of, hey, the next night let's put them out there, let's rush them on out. No, you had time to go. This is how we line up for calisthenics. This is how we do this. This is why we do that. Because David Carpenter, I assure you folks, he does nothing just to have something to do. There's a purpose to everything. He had 8 days to prep them, him and the staff, give them all credit, to get them ready. And we keep talking about the freshmen. It all changed when they show up. That's why we're talking about.
They put up close to 140 points in the 3 games they've been up. Let's just be honest.
You're right.
We win a couple games and we didn't score.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. We are a different team. Just if nothing else, you got bodies, but you got productive bodies.
Yeah.
Well, and you had DeBose for the first 5 games of the year. He's doing everything.
He did.
And he was completely gassed after three quarters pretty much because he was doing everything, and now he doesn't have to do everything. He can take a breath of fresh air. We do have bodies to replace him on defense if needed.
Yeah.
And some of those bodies on defense are making tackles before it gets to him, so he's not necessarily having to chase them all over the field.
And let's not take none of DeBose is still that guy.
He is.
He's still the guy.
He will be that guy to make that stop down the field. He is the guy that will make that stop down the field, that comes up with the big hit, and to do what he did tonight on senior night, there's no better time to do that. He had a great game, and like I told Brendan, this is one of those games, he never wants to end, but to close out their
season
last game, I'm assuming this is their last
this will
game.
Be the last one at home.
For the senior high class, and you go out and do that. Some of these guys go out and do that and leave that goose egg on the board. That is a great way to end your final game on this field in a Dragon uniform.
This team goes as far as Corey DeBose takes us, and right now, folks, if he can keep this going, jump on the bus.
That's it. I mean, next week is next week. I'm not, whoever we got. We're going to the playoffs. We're going to have a playoff game. If it's just one, that's one more game.
Then people anticipate.
Yes, one more than a lot. Yes, amen. That's 25 freshmen and sophomores, and when you count the juniors, that's 31 to I think 35 on the team. That's one more game they get in for next year. Well, that's going to be it. Any final thoughts, Kyle?
Once again, I mean, defense did great tonight. They flew to the ball. They had as you've seen, they were almost in a bunch formation every time they ran the ball tonight. They stepped up when they needed to step up. You can see the confidence. You can see this little win streak kind of shining, making they feel good about themselves. And everybody knows when you're winning, you get better and better and better. That confidence rises, and you're having fun. And when they're having fun, they're a better football team. And as long as they continue to have fun, I feel like the only thing that's going to stop them is themselves.
Brendan?
2 words, Wayne, then I'm going home to watch the Astros. Stay hungry.
Amen. Well, for Denton Ashcraft, Mr. Kyle Sellers, Mr. Brendan Cupp, I'm Wayne Pumphrey. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast tonight. Be looking at the DSN page next week and put down where you're listening or watching and or both from. Have a great, wonderful weekend. We'll see you somewhere next Friday.
The following has been an exclusive presentation of the Dragon Sports Network.